to be, so. Mhm.
Well, that's good. Well, I think that the listeners will appreciate the fact, your wisdom with having uh, creation of new businesses come in. And
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I think that that's very wise. I know
Mhm.
that you have gotten some awards also, and this is one I would like for you to show the camera here. I think this is just spectacular. That said, that is honoring you and your time of service.
Yes, ma'am.
If you could hold that up for the camera.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
That says, for his loyal dedication and service to the town of Port Royal, serving as both mayor and council member. And it says May 1969 to May 1977, and May 1999 to November 2011, 38 years of service. That is incredible, incredible selflessness on your part, Mayor Robinson. I'll take that back so you don't have to hold it so long here. Now, there's anything else that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Uh, I just like to see cooperation, which I'm getting anyway, from all of the citizens that I've had got in contact with or whatever. And I don't have any problem, period. And let me throw out one thing. I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. Like Blue Channel Corporation right now, how they used to pick crab,
Yes.
can it, seal it, and send it off. I mean, send it to the retailers or whatever. But right now, I don't think they do that. They don't do that now, But I just to me right now, what I can see now is that things are coming along pretty good, pretty good. Then if I find a fault, I'll try to have either my wife or my daughter take it down to the town council. But you have to get it on the agenda to make any speech or anything else. You have to do that. You don't just pop out and say that you have to be on the agenda. Things is very, very strict now. It should be that way. Because some people can get up there and just argue, whatever, And I've seen that happen. So.
When you were mayor, did you have those strict guidelines?
Beg your pardon?
When you were mayor, did you have those strict guidelines of making an appointment and getting on the agenda?
No, I don't have. They have to. Yes, ma'am. They would have to let the manager or whoever is making up the agenda be put on the agenda. And if you're not on the agenda, you don't say nothing either. But you got to be on the agenda to speak or whatever. You don't just pop out and say, I want to do this, I want to do it. Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? You don't do that kind of things anymore. Because things are pretty strict now,
Is there anything that we haven't covered today that you want to share?
I don't think so. But I think right so far, things are coming along pretty good. But pretty good now. That's what I'm saying. That's so far. But if I see something that I don't like or whatever, I probably will call down to the office and tell them I would like to be on the agenda. So whatever happens, or whatever it is, then they will put it on the agenda. I'll either have my wife or daughter to take me down at the council meeting. Then I would address my problem, whatever, Because sometimes, you can get there and then you have be on the agenda, and then come to find out you may have a whole argument, of the issue. But you got to be very strict or whatever, and very particular as to how you go there in front of the public.
Well, we want to thank you, Henry, so much for coming and talking to us. And we hope we will have more conversations with you. And what a value you are on behalf of the Historic Port Royal Foundation. I thank you so much. I thank Linda for coming also, and that we've got this coordinated, and that we've got your wisdom and thoughts, to be able to share with people for a long, long time. So thank you so much.
Okay, I'd just like to say one other thing. Far as the foundation is concerned, if there's any questions that you need the foundation, any question that I didn't cover that you'd like to find out, you can call me at my house, and I'll try to share it with you. I'm at the foundation, whatever. I'll try to share it with you, and I guess you got my phone number, and I need to give you my cell number when you leave, so you can catch me on either one of them. And me, I always sitting by my chair watching TV.
Or watering plants. Take care of your plants.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much.
What do you remember about the railroad? Remember having memories of the railroad here?
Huh?
The railroad, the train?
The railroad. What do you remember about the railroad?
Oh, let me tell you about that. Okay, there was a train coming in, which past the train now, coming into Port Royal. They used to bring, I call it a recruit, but somebody that go join the Marine Corps. And there's a bus that comes from Paris Island to pick them up, as a civilian to join the Marine Corps. And that railroad was a passenger train now, and it did have a caboose on it. I guess you see the caboose out there. And that was very, very important. And I've seen it happen, and I've seen they get off the train, whatever, and come in from MC, whatever the place is. And but anyway, it was quite an experience on that also. And the railroad, like I said about the train, they had a freight train, come into Port Royal and bring coal. And if down at the Sands, I have to show you the spot where it had a track going up like a track. The train go up top, and then the barge would come and park on. A barge will put container under that track, and then when they want to unload the coal, they have someone there to pull a trench, and it opens up like this, and then the coal drops down on the barge. And we did have one change a little bit, where one person delivering mail. One guy, I mentioned this, I guess, to walk around and no mailbox, put mailbox on somebody's door.
Somebody's door.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember ships coming in here?
I remember one came in. I remember. And see what happens is when a ship comes in, they have a barge to bring the ship in to the dock down there. And because the narrow, as the waterways is down by the dock there, it's so narrow. So they have the barge to come and take that and hook up to this ship, and kind of nudge it around until you get it out, until you head out to the deep. And then that's when the barge or whatever just come in and they play a part in moving the ship because it was so narrow that the ship couldn't turn around. But he can come in, but he can't turn around and go back out.
And did you ride the barge over to Paris Island during that time?
Beg your pardon?
Did you ride a barge over to Paris Island?
No, ma'am.
Anytime.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Do you ever remember Paris Avenue? Do you remember Paris Avenue being a busy business district when the stores were busy and Shepherd store or?
Paris Avenue, let me tell you something. Paris Avenue, they only had 2 stores. When I said 2 stores, they had one store that sells grocery, hammer, saw, all the hardware, any one store. It's right on the corner right now.
Shepherd store?
You know, Shepherd store. Mm-hmm. Then you had a Metcalf store, which is on down
Down there.
right there,
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
What did Metcalf store sell?
Grocery.
Groceries, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you another thing. On Old Shell Road, there was one person that had a little, I call it a country store, and they would sell, sell food and everything else. Like if you want to go get some rice, and I remember this well because I used to be part of it. Not part of it, but I used to go. They had a measurement. You want a nickel worth or a quarter's worth of rice or whatever. They had a scoop.